Anthony Hartwig here with a Lakeview Volleyball Coach's Corner season preview with our good friend Heather Guthrie. Coach, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Oh, thanks for having me today.
You got it. I mean, what a kind of 5 year, 4 year, whatever you want to say, run Lakeview has had so far. You've been one of the most dominant volleyball teams in the area, but everyone kind of knows that you had a core of seniors that you had to graduate last year, and I think the biggest question in the volleyball world is what's next for Lakeview. So before we get into anything else, let's just go over your roster and what it's going to look like this year and how different it's going to look than obviously the last year and all the seniors you had.
Well, yeah, you're definitely right. It's definitely going to be a lot different than what I've had for the past 4 years. Definitely going to be missing those seniors very much. But I think what a lot of people don't realize is, those seniors had to play against somebody in practice, and those seniors had to play against people who had to get them ready for those games. And a lot of these girls that are coming up to play varsity this year were those girls that they had to play against. So I think my team's going to be fine. I have a lot of people coming back. I have Mallory Mylock coming back as my setter again. She's been my setter opposite of Maggie for the last 2 years. So, Maggie taught her a whole lot in the 2 years that she played with her. I have Reagan Price coming back as my middle. And, she kind of got looked over the last couple years because she was opposite of Tara, but she's a force to be reckoned with. In the off season, she played with Abby Emst from Crestview, and she played with Grace Hour from Crestview. So she had a lot of good playing time in the off season as well with them. And I have Molly Stewart coming back. Molly really played a lot of back row last year, but, she's a force to be reckoned with in the front row as well. I have Mara Schmader coming back, who is Emma's sister. She's coming back, so I have another Schmader sister coming up. I have Haley Capan coming up to play, who is really, really strong in the back row, has a cannon for an arm, so I'm really excited to have her come up. I have Kennedy Bartlett coming up, who's a phenomenal passer, and her vertical is crazy. So I'm really excited to have her. I have Addie Allen coming up. She is another one who is small, but she is very, very mighty when we get her on a roll. I have Ellie Denman coming up to play, who was a very big arm for us on our JV team last year. Allie Parise is a very tall girl who's going to be performing a lot in the middle for me this year. And then I have Ava Bacon also coming up this year, who's going to get some playing time. So again, these girls are new to the varsity scene, but again, these were the girls who practiced against Tara and Emma and Maggie last year, who really helped prepare them to be phenomenal players for the last couple of years.
So one of the things I'm really interested in, because you're new, you're not new to the volleyball world, and you're not new to this. You've been through this before. But when you have a really good senior or a couple of really good seniors, and you lose them, and no one in the area knows the team like you do, and you have all these teams, all these communities looking at Lakeview like, okay, this is going to be their down year. What's it like to kind of almost flip the script and be the underdog because of all the unknowns that you have this year?
I think my team really likes to be seen as the underdog, because being the underdog, there really is no expectation for you. But I don't really see us really having a down season this year. It's just going to be a different form of Lakeview volleyball than what people are used to seeing. We may not be the strongest offensive team, but my defense is going to be a force to be reckoned with this year. These girls are so defensively strong. They are scrappy. They love to keep the ball off the floor. They love diving on the floor. So I really feel like it's going to be just as strong as Lakeview volleyball. It's just going to be a different form. And that's something that me as a coach that I've had to get used to this year, because I have been so offensively minded these last couple of years, because I've had really strong arms and I've had a very tall front line. But I definitely think that, this year is going to be different, but it's just going to be as strong, if not stronger, on the defensive end.
As a coach, what's it like to have that feeling of like, I know something you don't know? When you're going into a season like this.
It's definitely fun. I'm not going to lie, but I think it's just going to, like I said, it's just going to be a different form of Lakeview volleyball. But I mean, our league's still going to be just as strong as it has been. So I'm excited to play again this year. So I'm excited to show, the NE8 and then the other schools that are saying like, they're not this typical Lakeview team. Yeah, we may not be, but we're still just going to be as strong, just a different way of strong.
Let's talk about that league, the NE8/7, I guess, this year with Jefferson vacating the conference. But what do you think out of this league? Obviously, you and Gerard have been fighting for the top spot for the last couple of years. I think a lot of people expect that to stay the same, but there's a lot of teams in the City 8 that have been
Mhm.
making strides the last several years to make it harder for you guys. So what do you see out of the league, and how do you see it shaking up?
I mean, I don't know if it's just going to be a top two team this year. I really, truly don't. Last year, I went and saw my middle school team play South Range, and that's really the only team that I got to see play last year. And South Range has a great freshman class coming up. So I know TJ has some weapons in there that he's going to definitely bring out this season. So I don't know. I think South Range is going to be a force to be reckoned with. And I also think that Poland has a really good, strong team coming up as well, because from what I've heard, my seventh, eighth grade coach Maggie talk about, Poland was really strong last year too. So I think it's going to be anybody's race this year, really, in the NE7, I guess now.
When you think about the whole schedule as a whole and the teams that pop up that are out of the conference, what excites you about the teams that you're going to be testing yourself against?
Definitely, I'm really excited to play Ridge this year. They have a really strong team coming back. Definitely excited to play Fitch again. And, I'm really excited to play Jefferson. We do play them again this year. I'm excited to go back up to the Perry tournament again. I love going up there and playing some of the schools up there, because those are teams that are strong D2, D3 schools up there. And I'm excited to play Sugar and Falls, opening up with them in a tri-match as well this year.
And so you have a couple of weeks before the season starts, a couple more weeks of practices and scrimmages and things that you can do to see what your team's doing, make some adjustments before game one. What kind of things do you want to see out of your team in these next couple of weeks of preseason?
Definitely want to see our communication improve. I know these girls have been playing together, since they were in sixth grade, seventh grade, but definitely need to see improvement on our communication on the floor. They talk so much outside of practice, so I just want to see that improve. I know when we were at the Beaver local scrimmage this year, one team that we are playing at a conference is Canfield, and I think that's one thing that Canfield does really well, is that they talk so much on the floor. It's like they're the team that you watch in the gym because they are so loud on the floor. So that is one team that I'm also excited to play. So that definitely is one thing that we definitely need to improve on, is our communication on the floor, especially in long rallies.
When you're looking at something that you know is going to be a very big rock that you can lean on as a coach, that this is our strength, this is something that I know will be there no matter what else is going on with this team, what do you think that is? What do you think this team's biggest strength going into the season will be?
I definitely think our scrappiness on defense. Like I said, my defense loves to keep the ball off the floor. They will dive, they will run through a bleacher to keep the ball off the floor. That is something that I know we definitely need to rely on this year. And I definitely think it's something that my girls really love to do. I don't know why, but they love diving on the floor. So that's something that I definitely know that we can lead on this year.
When you think of leadership, obviously that's another big question when you lose so many seniors that we're all just fantastic leaders of this team and leaders of the whole Lakeview community, because most of them played multiple sports. Who do you think are some players that are going to step up as vocal and emotional leaders of this team this season?
Well, we picked our captains today. My assistant coach Heidi, her and I picked our captains today. Sorry, and we chose Molly Stewart, Reagan Price, and Mallory Mylock. Mallory is definitely going to be our vocal leader on the floor. My setters, her and Mara, are definitely known as, I've told them multiple times, they're the quarterbacks of the volleyball court. Setters run the offense, so that is their job. So Mara and Mallory definitely know that is their job. So I definitely think Mallory is going to be, I have so many M's on my team. Definitely Mallory is going to be the vocal leader. Reagan's definitely going to need to step up and lead us through her level of play, being that offensive weapon with her arm in the front row and the back row. And then Molly is definitely going to have to step up and lead through her consistency. Molly is definitely one of our most consistent players, and I definitely feel like she definitely has stepped up in that way through preseason, and I definitely know she will continue that through the season and in postseason play.
When you think about, another season coming and it's right on the heels, what keeps you coming back to this sport, coming back to coaching every year?
Oh, definitely the girls. I definitely grow bonds with them. I love seeing them develop as when they, come in as little baby freshmen, and then now growing up and seeing them become juniors and seniors. I definitely love seeing them develop into not only athletes, but also as young women. I definitely love to see the people that they become. So that is one thing that definitely keeps me coming back.
Let's talk about your coaching staff and the people that you have behind you at Lakeview that are making this volleyball team so special. Who deserves a shout out for helping you with this volleyball team?
Well, this year I have Heidi Califat coming to join me. Heidi is a Lakeview graduate, and then she also played volleyball through her years at Lakeview, and then she also went to Westminster and played there. So I'm very excited to have Heidi join me this year. And then I have Maggie Shackelford coming back again this year for the 7th and 8th grade program. So definitely shout out to them for coming and joining me as well this year.
All right, let's look at that first game that Lakeview fans can come out and see you guys play. What's the first game of the season?
We are opening up our home game with Niles. It's our first home game on August 31st.
And the first game overall?
Is the 19th. It is a tri-match at Sugar and Falls.
There you go. Fans, you heard it. The first day that Lakeview can get in the gym and play volleyball, they're in there. Day one of the volleyball season is August 19th. Coach, thank you so much for taking the time to come on and give us a little bit of a preview of the season. We appreciate it. We can't wait to cover you guys all year, and we'll talk to you real soon.
All right, thanks. Can't wait to have you guys out to a couple of our games. We'll see you later.